back to where this idea started with you. You know, I saw in one of your Instagram lives you were talking about, it was you and Mr. Birbiglia were having this conversation about ways to support, you know, a community that's really important to you guys, you know, the stand-up comedians and the comedy scene. How did you land on doing this in a sort of a nationwide comedy club type of support system? Like, how did it all come together with this vast network of comedians?
Well, you know, between myself, Mike Birbiglia, and John Mulaney, but I know Mulaney, but him and Birbiglia are like homeboys. They go way back or whatever. We were just all trying to figure out what would be the best way to do something for the wait staffs, while at the same time trying to give something back to the people at home that are stuck in their houses, want a little entertainment. So we figure, hey, I have a bunch of jokes that I know I can't do anymore because of the tone of the country. What if we just worked out new jokes? Because we have nowhere to perform. So why don't we just bounce new jokes, post a video, throw a link under there, tipyourwaitstaff.com, and each comic that we talk to will nominate a comedy club waitstaff to try and raise a little money for them. And, you know, being from Alabama, you know, I started comedy in 1998 where the club in Birmingham was pretty much the only thing happening in the state. The fact that Huntsville has a 3-4 night a week comedy club is unprecedented in the culture of comedy. So for that club to be there, you really want to hope that the club can be there on the other side of this. But in the meantime, the wait staff and the bar staff and everybody in the back of the house, they do so much to help make the show possible. Just as comedians, we want to try and do something for them, even if management couldn't.
And obviously for you being from Birmingham, it makes sense that that was the first club that you nominated.
That was my home, yeah.
How did you decide on Stand Up Live in Huntsville for number 2?
Because it's in Alabama, you know. But you know, I am in this order. I'm Black. I'm a father. I'm an Alabamian. So for me, it's kind of an Alabama first thing, if I'm going to be biased and be honest, you know, because I started in Alabama and I know how hard it is to be an entertainer in the South and there not be a lot of places for you to perform. Also, if I'm going to be honest about this, I know that Nashville is going to get taken care of. Someone's going to nominate Nashville. Someone's going to step up for Atlanta. Somebody's going to step up for Memphis. But 9 times out of 10, when it comes to doing stuff in Alabama and helping Alabama, it's Alabamians themselves that have to take the initiative to help the state, because people on the outside of Alabama, I honestly feel like aren't checking for us. They're not trying to support us or do anything for us. So I just wanted to make sure that, you know, Huntsville got their due.
And you know, obviously this is a room that you're very familiar with. I know you've been through, I'm not sure exactly how many times, but you know, every time you enter a different space, I'm sure the energy is different with each comedy club you go to. What's kind of the vibe that Stand Up Live brings that you have some good memories of?
Huntsville is always a fun time because as it's been told to be in Birmingham, Huntsville got all the jobs. So any city that has a lot of job opportunities, oh, they in a good mood and they got a little bit of money and they ready to come spend it and laugh. So the vibe in Huntsville has always been great, you know, an extremely underrated level of diversity, if we're being honest about Huntsville. So, you know, that's something that I think a lot of people aren't readily aware of, or it's something that's not the first thing that's mentioned when you talk about Huntsville, but it's always been a good time, a good vibe. I was just there the week after Christmas. I performed there like the week, that weird no man's land between Christmas and New Year's Eve. That was me. I was right there in Huntsville.
And so, you know, I saw that with Birmingham that you've been able to raise just about $4,000. What's your goal for Huntsville?
Well, the club, one of the club managers there had already set up the GoFundMe, and I think they're at 1,300 right now. I believe they set their goal at 7,500, so we're going to see if we can get to that. And so I'm doing my part to help them and make sure that we get there, and if not, we get close. You know, and this isn't about, and I want to make sure that people understand that this isn't necessarily about you yourself helping. This is about, even if you can't help or if you're not in a position to help, to just pass the link on to someone. Just tell one of your friends or someone to go to tipyourwaitstaff.com, because Huntsville, that ecosystem, all of these people that are going to be, put out of work because of COVID-19, these are our neighbors, these are our friends, these are the people that we go to church with and shop with. And I think, if nothing else, this has shown just how delicate of a society we live in, economically speaking, and just how much we all need to rely on one another to get through hard times so we can get back to, having fun.
And since you have such a presence through your work as Daily Show correspondent, doing your stand-up tours, obviously you have a very deep understanding of the diversity of how the country is hurting in a variety of different ways. Obviously, you're at one of the epicenters in New York. Um, just kind of knowing that that perspective of the country. How have you been thinking about this coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic and how it's been landing with all the various communities that you've been in?
The thing that's most interesting about this is to see different parts of the country going through different stages of the outbreak. And more testing is becoming available, so more people are coming up positive, so you have a lot of more municipalities that are starting to take this seriously. New Orleans and Chicago and Detroit today were named as two of the fastest growing areas in the country. So you just want to hope that people take heed and listen to the experts and make sure that they're doing what they can to keep their family safe. It's just a couple months. I know you don't like your relatives. Just go in another room. It'll be okay.